Shalom, and welcome to Hebrew Bible Secrets with your host, Rabbi Beaton. We are reading today from the book of John, starting at chapter 16. John, chapter 16, verse 1. 1. These things have I spoken to you, that ye should not be offended. 2. They shall put ye out of the Kohanim. Yes, the time is coming, that whosoever kills ye will think that he offers Elohim a service. 3. And these things will they do, because they have not known the Av, nor me. 4. But these things have I told you, that when their time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not to you at the beginning, because I was with you. 5. But now I go my way to him that sent me, and none of you ask me, where are you going? 6. But because I have said these things to you, sorrow has filled your heart. 7. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the counsellor of wisdom will not come to ye. But if I depart, I will send her to ye. 8. And when she has come, she will reprove the world of sin, and of righteousness, and of judgment. 9. Of sin, because they believe not on me. 10. Of righteousness, because I go to the Av, and you see me no more. 11. Of judgment, because the ruler of this world is judged. 12. I have yet many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. 13. And when she, the Ruach, set-apart spirit, of truth is come, she will guide you into all truth, for she will not speak of her own initiative, but whatever she shall hear, that she shall speak. And she shall show you things to come. 14. She shall glory me, for she shall receive of mine, and shall show it to you. 15. All things that the Av has are mine. Therefore I said that he shall take of mine, and shall show it to you. 16. A little while, and you shall not see me, and again a little while, and you shall see me. 17. Then said some of his disciples among themselves, What is this that he said to us? A little while, and you shall not see me, and again a little while, and you shall see me. And because I go to the Av. 18. They said, therefore, What is this that he said? A little while, we cannot tell what he said. 19. Now Yeshua knew that they were desirous to ask him, and said to them, Do you inquire among yourselves of that I said, A little while, and you shall not see me, and again a little while, and you shall see me. 20. Verily, verily, I say to you, that you shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and you shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. 21. A woman, when she is in travail, has sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she has birthed the child, she remembers no more the anguish, for joy that a human being is born into the world. 22. And ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see ye again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man will take away from you. 23. And in that day you shall ask me nothing. Verily, verily, I say to you, whatever you shall ask the Av in my name, he will give it to you. 24. Until now you have asked nothing in my name. Ask, and you shall receive, that your joy may be full. 25. These things have I spoken to you in parables, but the time comes when I shall no more speak to you in parables, but I shall show you plainly of the Av. 26. At that day you shall ask in my name, and I do not say to you that I will ask the Av on your behalf. 27. For the Av himself loves ye, because ye have loved me, and have believed that I came out from Elohim. 28. I came forth from the Av, and am come into the world. Again, I leave the world and go to the Av. 29. His disciples said to him, Look now, you speak in Pashat, plain and literal, and speak not in drash, parables. 30. Now we know that you know all things, and do not need anyone to ask you anything. By this we believe that you came forth from within Yahweh. 31. Yeshua answered them, Do you now believe? 32. Behold, the hour comes, yes, is now come, that you shall be scattered, every man to his own home, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Av is with me. 33. These things I have spoken to you, that in me you might have shalom. In the world you have trouble and suffering, but be of good courage. I have overcome the world. So that now brings us to the end of John chapter 16. So let's go back and have a look at some of the footnotes in John chapter 16. So the first footnote we have is in verse 2. They shall put ye out of the Kohalim. So let's have a look at this. So the Nazarenes were put out of the synagogues in 132 CE. But the prophecy would be difficult to be fulfilled, primarily of that era, because they were not killed as a service to Elohim. If you look at the majority of the killing that was done at that time, it was by the Romans, and they did not offer the killing to any of their deities. But these killings would be committed by the radical Muslims in our time, and this has been ongoing throughout the Islamic history. So if we really examine the prophecy, it only applies to the Nazarenes in part, but the reality or fullness is to the Bible-believing world and not Nazarenes alone. Okay, so let's go to the next footnote, which is a continuation. Yes, the time is coming that whosoever kills ye will think that he offers Elohim a service. So let's have a look at this. So this is continuing from the previous discourse. Radical Muslims are the ones who will want to kill you to do their Elohim Allah a service. This is clear proof that the Rabbi's discourse is about Muslims in the previous chapter, while no Hebrew person wants to kill any followers of Yahushua. And this would completely contradict the prophecy. If we said the previous chapter only concerned Hebrew people at the time of Yahushua, then that would be difficult to justify, as it speaks of a future time period, such as ours, or end of days. Okay, so let's go to the next footnote, which is in verse 3. And these things will they do, because they have not known the Av, nor me. So they have not known the Av. So let's have a look at this. So same words for radical Muslims as used in John 15:21 to 23. So let's have a look at John 15:21 to 23. John 15:21 to 23, and it reads, But all these things they do to you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. 22. If I had not come and spoken to them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. 23. He that hates me hates my Av also. Okay, so that's John 15:21 to 23. So let's go to the next footnote, which is in verse 8. And when she has come, she will reprove the world of sin. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So this discourse of the Ruach feminine spirit of Yahweh, can be found in Proverbs chapter 8, because she does indeed convict the world of sin. Okay? So, the Ruach is feminine, the feminine spirit of Yahweh, and can be found in Proverbs chapter 8. Okay, so let's go to the next footnote, which is in verse 13. And when she, the Ruach, set apart spirit, so let's have a look at this. And when she, the Ruach, the set apart spirit is feminine, and this may come as a shock to many, but this is what the early Nazarene followers of Yahshua also believed. This is what Origen had to say about a text known as the Book of Hebrews, written in the Semitic tongue on the set apart spirit. Origen 185 to 232 CE said, if anyone should lend credence to the gospel according to the Hebrews, where the Saviour himself says, my mother, the set apart spirit, took me just now by one of my hairs and carried me off to the great Mount Tabor. Origen's commentary on John. So Yahshua called the Ruach his mother. It is important to note that in Hebrew all words carry gender, whether masculine or feminine. So when the translators translated these texts to Greek, they changed the gender from feminine, the she, to the masculine, he. When the text was translated into the English language, which has either a he, she, or it gender, this further compounds the problem, because you cannot call a Hebrew word an it, as they have done in some places in the text. The text was naturally carried over from the Greek to the English with the incorrect gender. Okay, so let's go to the next footnote, which is a continuation. And when she, the Ruach, set apart spirit of truth, is come, she will guide ye into all truth. So let's have a look at the she. So in both Semitic texts, the Hebrew and Aramaic are either masculine or feminine, but this was mixed up in the translation of the Hebrew word ruach and Aramaic ruka, spelt R-U-C-H-A, with an it or a he gender switch. The Hebrew gender of the ruach is feminine and perfectly matches with Yahweh, also having a feminine side in the plurality of Yahweh, which is clearly evident in Isaiah 66:13, where he tells you that he will comfort you as a mother. It is clear to us, looking at the Aramaic, that whoever did the translation of these words deliberately chose to stick to the modified Greek mindset, carrying it over into the Aramaic as well. Okay, so let's have a look at Isaiah 66:13. So Isaiah 66:13, and we'll read from verse 12. For thus says Yahweh, behold, I will extend shalom to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. Then shall you suck, you shall be borne upon her sides, and be dandled upon her knees. 13. As one whom his mother comforts, so will I comfort you, and you shall be comforted in Jerusalem. Okay, so let's go to the next footnote, which is a continuation. Will guide ye into all truth. So let's have a look at this. So Torah truth is like a mother, because she is the motherly side of Yahweh. All we know is that Yahweh is a plurality of lights. Okay, so let's go to the next footnote, which is another continuation. For she will not speak of her own initiative, but whatever she shall hear. So let's have a look at this. So the set-apart spirit emanated out of Yahweh, so will speak whatever the Father instructs her, which is his Torah. She shall hear and speak is the confession of Israel, such as we will do and hear. See footnote Exodus 24:7. Let's have a look at Exodus 24:7 quickly. So Exodus 24:7. And it reads, Then he took the scroll of the Brit and read in the hearing of the people. And they said, All that Yahweh has said, we will do and we will hear. So we have a footnote here for Brit. And the footnote means, or says, another name for Torah. So Brit is another name for Torah. So we have another footnote, and we will hear. So let's have a look at this. The phrase in Hebrew, naseh v'nish'ama, means we will do and we will hear. Meaning, therefore, we hear, we are ready to obey the Torah. The details happen later, so we must be prepared to obey first. This is the Hebrew way of action, not just mere words, and not intellectualism, as we find European attitudes is plagued by such ridiculous notions, such as, unless you prove first, I will not budge. The Eastern mind is ready to obey first, then understand it slowly by doing it. Do and hear are idiomatic for obeying Torah. We find these in the New Covenant also. Okay, so let's go to the next footnote. Which is in verse 14. She shall glory me, for she shall receive of mine and shall show it to you. Okay, so she shall glory me. Let's have a look at this. So supernatural miracles happen with the presence of the Ruach HaKadosh, which glorifies the Abba and has been happening for the last 2,000 years. Okay, so that now brings us to the end of John chapter 16. So I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the other side. This is Rabbi Jeremy Beaton saying thank you for watching, and Shalom Shalom. Baruch Shem Kivod Malkuto Leolam Va'ed. Benevolent be in the name of his esteemed kingdom, forever and ever and ever. Amen.